Hello friends, welcome to the channel. I am Rohit. Hope you are doing good. Friends, in today's video we are going to talk about configuring DHCP service in the packet tracer. So friends, in today's video we are going to cover what is DHCP, basics of DHCP, then we will see what is DORA process, that is discover, offer, request and acknowledge, which is followed by DHCP server, and at last few advantages of DHCP server we will try to go through, and at the end of video I will show you how you can configure DHCP service in the packet tracer simulator. So friends, let's start the video by understanding what is DHCP. So friends, DHCP stands for Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. So this protocol is responsible for assigning, providing IP addresses dynamically to the various machines, various hosts, various computers within the network. So if we are not using DHCP, then what we do? We assign IP addresses and other network settings to specific computer manually, one by one. So assume that we have thousands of computers in the network. So in that case, assigning IP addresses and other network configuration settings for every computer will be tedious task. So DHCP comes for help, so which makes the process of assignment of IP addresses to the host dynamically. So manual process will get removed and all machine can get IP addresses as well as other network settings like subnet mask, default gateway, DNS server address automatically with help of DHCP server. So DHCP server basically operates in a client server model. So the machines which needs IP address are basically referred as DHCP clients, and the server which will provide them IP addresses dynamically basically referred as DHCP server. So DHCP clients request IP addresses to the DHCP server. DHCP server has a pre-configured pool of IP addresses from which the IP addresses will be given to the DHCP clients dynamically. So DHCP server manages and distributes IP addresses dynamically. So whichever devices will request IP address, for all the devices DHCP server will assign IP address. So DHCP server having aim to simplify the network administration process by dynamically assigning IP addresses to the devices, and as we told, it having aim to eliminate the need of manual configuration of network devices. So IP addresses plus network configuration settings can be provided dynamically with help of DHCP server. So this is basically the concept of DHCP. Now let's try to understand basics of DHCP. So here three basic concepts regarding DHCP we are going to understand. First concept is IP address assignment, second concept is configuration information, and third concept is lease duration. So let's try to see now what is first concept, IP address assignment. So as we talk in the intro, DHCP primarily handling the automatic assignment of the IP address, dynamic assignment of the IP address to the devices that are part of network. Instead of manually configuring IP each devices, DHCP enables devices that are referred as DHCP clients to request and receive IP address dynamically from the DHCP server. So DHCP clients will request for an IP address to a DHCP server, and DHCP server will provide them in form of a response to their request. So this is basically the first concept, IP address assignment. So dynamic address assignment with other network settings is possible with help of DHCP. Second fundamental concept we have configuration information. So as we told, DHCP is not only responsible for providing IP address. Apart from that, it also provide additional network configuration like subnet mask, default gateway, or DNS server address, etc. So such other important and crucial network configuration details also provided by DHCP to the DHCP clients. Last fundamental concept we have lease duration. So friends, whenever certain device is getting connected to the network and it is requesting IP address from the DHCP server, then server is dynamically assigning IP address to that requested device. Whatever IP address it will assign to that device will be allocated for only specific period of time, and that specific period of time is referred as lease. So lease duration are customizable in the DHCP and defining for how much period of time device will be able to use that particular assigned address. So whenever time of lease will get over, the IP address will get expire and the device cannot use it further. So again it has to renew, or again it has to request for a IP address to a DHCP server. So these are the three fundamental concepts regarding DHCP server. Now friends, we will try to understand a very important process which is followed by DHCP. So the concept name is DORA. DORA stands for discover, offer, request and acknowledge. So these are the four stages you can say in the process of obtaining IP address. So let's try to see now first stage in the DORA process, discover. So whenever any device is joining a network, it sends the DHCP discover message. So this message will be broadcasted within the whole network and it basically helps that device to locate the DHCP server available within the network. This is the first process. So this process having aim to locate the DHCP server in the network. That's why its name is discover. Second stage we have in this DORA process, offer. So whenever device will send a DHCP discover message, so it will be received by a DHCP server in a network and that DHCP server will respond with a DHCP offer message. So this offer message will provide the IP address which is available for assignment, and it will also include other network configurations as we talk, like subnet mask may be there, default gateway may be there, DNS server address may be there, etc. So second stage is about getting the offer from DHCP server regarding available IP address. Third stage we have in a process, request. So once the client will receive the DHCP offer message, client will select the offered IP address and it will send DHCP request message to a selected DHCP server. So here client want to say that whatever IP address is offered, I am agree to use that IP address, and client is giving confirmation from his side to a DHCP server. Okay, so that is what the third stage. Last stage we have acknowledge. So DHCP server will receive client confirmation and it will acknowledge the same by sending DHCP acknowledgement message. So this message will confirm that whatever IP was offered, it is selected and confirmed by client. That's why this IP is assigned to the requested DHCP client. So it will provide that IP for whatever configured lease duration, and with IP it will also provide the other configuration details. So this is basically the DORA process. So DORA process contains 4 stages: discovery, offer, request and acknowledge. So now we will move forward. Let's try to see what several advantages DHCP provides to a network administrator in controlling, monitoring and working with certain network. So first advantage we are getting with DHCP is automated IP address assignment. So as we talk, the main aim of DHCP is to automate the process of assigning IP addresses and other network configuration settings. So here it will eliminate the need of manual configuration. So here devices will be part of network and they will request IP address to a DHCP server and it will provide it with other network settings. So it will lead to save a lot of time and reduce the possibility of human errors in assigning IP addresses. So basically, as I told at the start of video, whenever there are larger network with which network administrator is working, so in that case where thousands of computers available, there might be chance that while entering IP addresses and network configuration, they might commit certain mistake due to which network will be unable to work properly, and as well as troubleshooting such errors will be time consuming. That's why DHCP will be so much helpful for configuring and setting up large networks. So this is the first advantage we have. Second advantage, we will move to efficient resource management. So DHCP having ability to efficiently manages the IP address allocation by dynamically assigning available IP addresses from the pool of addresses. So network administrator will provide what range of addresses DHCP server can use. So from that range only DHCP server will assign IP addresses to its DHCP clients. So whenever DHCP client will get disconnects or its lease will get expire, so that assigned IP address will be returned back to the pool of DHCP server so it can reuse with another device. So this is how DHCP is ensuring the efficient and optimal use of available IP addresses, or we can say available pool of addresses. So here by reusing address, they are providing efficiency in the use of IP address allocation. Third advantage we have centralized network configuration. So whenever we will configure a network with DHCP server, we may have a centralized DHCP server. From that server, network administrator will be able to allocate and configure network settings. So centralized control can be provided with help of DHCP server. So whenever we will get centralized control, so it will simplify so many things for network administrators like monitoring and controlling of the network. Next feature we have scalability. So DHCP will be highly scalable and adaptable in the various sizes of network. So whether it is small network or whether it is large complex enterprise level network, DHCP can efficiently handle. So the next feature we have reduce configuration errors. So as we discuss, whenever we are assigning IP addresses manually, so there might be chance that we will commit certain error in the assigning IP addresses, or there might be certain conflict. We will reuse the IP address, or there might be chance that we will enter some wrong network configuration information. So in that case, DHCP server is reducing all these chances of errors and it provides IP addresses dynamically with other network configurations. Next advantage we will move ease of delivery of mobility, ease of device mobility. So in the network environments, whenever devices are moving from one network segments to another network segments, so DHCP allow to move them without losing their connectivity. So devices can obtain new IP addresses automatically whenever they will join new network segment, and there will be no need of manual configuration whenever they are joining to the new segment. Next advantage we have support for additional network configurations. So friends, at the start of video we told you aim of DHCP is not only providing IP addresses but also providing the other essential network configuration details. So which may include subnet mask, default gateway, DNS server address. So all these things are important for proper network communication, for proper network working. Then we will move to last advantage of DHCP, simplified troubleshooting. So as we told, whenever we are using DHCP, it provides us a central place of control. So while troubleshooting error as well, we will have a centralized configuration settings. So if there is any problem within the network, like connectivity issue, or if there any other change within the network due to which network is not functioning properly, then administrator can go into details of DHCP logs or settings of DHCP on the DHCP server for identifying and resolving problems. So friends, these are various advantages we will get with the DHCP. So in a summary, we want to conclude. So DHCP will play a vital role in simplifying network administration by providing centralized control, by providing centralized place for troubleshooting. It also ensures efficient IP address management by providing them dynamically, by managing pool of IP addresses efficiently in optimal way, by reusing them, and it also provides the seamless communication among the devices within the network. So all these things it is doing by automatically assigning IP addresses and required crucial network configuration details on the request. So friends, this is the overview of DHCP. Now I will take you to the packet tracer, and here we will implement the DHCP. So friends, in this workspace, first of all we will place one generic server. Then next to that we will place one switch over here, and we are going to place now various hosts within our network. So friends, here we are trying to use 5 number of host within our network. So our aim will be to get IP address dynamically to all these 5 number of hosts. So these are the components which will require in this network scenario. So quickly connect them with each other. So first of all we will connect switch to a generic server. Next to that, all these computers or host we will connect. So friends, here all the connections are ready. Next to that we are going to place nodes over here. So let's assume the network address (192.168.10.0). So this is our network address. Now for this server, let's assume first of all we will give name to it, DHCP server, and let's assume its IP address is 192.168.10.10. and now with whatever interfaces it is connecting with this switch, so for that interface we will specify IP address 192.168.10.1. okay, so this is how we will have the IP addresses in this scenario, and these all machines will get dynamically their IP addresses by requesting to this DHCP server. So in this scenario friends, these are the DHCP clients, 5 number of DHCP clients we will have. So all these 5 number of DHCP clients will request their IP addresses from this DHCP server. Okay. So first of all, we will configure the DHCP server and its IP address. So we will go to the desktop IP configuration, and in this now we will statically assign one IP address to this DHCP server, whatever we have decided. So we have decided 192.168.10.10. So this will be the subnet mask, and default gateway will be this one. So all outgoing requests will be go through this interface. So that is what the default gateway will have. So it is 192.168.10.1. So this is what the configuration we have for DHCP server. Now next thing, we have to go to services tab. Now friends, as this is a server and as it is a generic server, so it has all various kinds of services you can see here. So right now we are interested within the DHCP service. So click on this DHCP. Now here this particular panel will allow us to configure DHCP service. So it can provide IP address dynamically to the various hosts of a computer network. So right now you can observe here it is off. So first of all we will turn it on, and now here whatever pool of IP addresses we will have, so that pool of IP addresses will be identified by certain name. So let's assume here we will specify my pool of IPs. So any name you may specify here. So this is the name for our pool of IP addresses. So here default gateway we have to specify. So it will be 192.168.10.1. So in this case we do not have any DNS server. That's why we will skip it, or we will leave it as it is. Now here you can see we have to specify the starting IP address from where our pool should get start. So here you can see we have value 192.168.10.0, and this is the subnet mask for specified IP address. So here we can specify how many IP addresses we want or how many users we have. So by default it is providing 255 value. So rest of the details we can skip, or we can leave it as it is, and simply now we will click on add. Now you can see our pool is getting added, and then we have to click on save. Now friends, here the configuration of DHCP is completed. So we will close this now, and now we will try to obtain IP addresses for all these DHCP clients one by one. So first of all we will go to first host desktop in the IP configuration. So by default the static way of providing IP address is selected. Now we have to click on DHCP here. Now you can see it is requesting IP address, and our request got successful. So you can see now from our pool we got this IP address 192.168.10.1. So here the configuration of first machine is completed. Now second machine, go to IP configuration, click on DHCP. Now this request is also successful. Next IP it has assigned automatically. Here again we will do same process. You can see it also got the next IP. Here as well we will do same process. So it got next IP 10.4, and last machine we have 10.5. So in this way we have dynamically receive IP from the DHCP server. So let's try to ping one of machine within the network. So I will go to command prompt, and here I will place ping 192.168.10.4. You can see we are getting reply from 10.4 machine. So 4 packets we sent and 4 we received. This means we have successfully configured DHCP service within this network scenario. So friends, this is how in this video we have understood the concept of DHCP with fundamentals, and we have seen practically as well how we can configure DHCP service within the Cisco Packet Tracer. So friends, if you find this video useful, please like and share this video. If you are visiting this channel first time, please hit the subscribe button and click on bell icon, so whenever we will post any new video, you will get the update regarding same. So friends, thank you for watching. I will see you in next video.